Darien Lake isn't known for its great coasters. In fact, some consider Darien Lake to have some of the worst coasters in the world. However, there are two coasters that were located at Darien Lake that they couldn't even keep at the park. Today we'll be exploring those two coasters and not just looking at their history at Darien Lake, but looking at their history before and after their stays at the park. Nightmare at Phantom Cave. Darien Lake's third major roller coaster was actually their only indoor coaster, with Nightmare at Phantom Cave. This coaster has a very interesting history. It was actually a Schwarzkopf Jetstar that ran indoors at most of its locations. It started its life in Bowling Green, Kentucky at Beach Bend. There is no listed opening date for this coaster, but it is guessed that it opened in the late 70s when Jetstars were very popular. It was closed in 1984 for unknown reasons and later put into storage at an unknown location in Kentucky. The coaster was named Star Chaser and operated indoors. Now, unfortunately, in 1994, there was a major accident on this coaster. Two cars collided on the ride due to an operator error, which caused a 7-year-old girl to suffer serious injuries. A local news station falsely reported the ride as being deemed unsafe by state officials. This was false and led to Kentucky Kingdom winning millions of dollars in a court case. However, due to the reporting error, the ride's reputation suffered greatly, and the park decided to remove it in 1995. The coaster would then be shipped to Darien Lake for the 1996 season. Nightmare at Phantom Cave opened as the park's fourth roller coaster for the 1996 season. The coaster would once again be enclosed, was given some decent theming and a very nice logo. However, the coaster would suffer from capacity issues and was removed after only its third year in operation. The building that housed the coaster went on to host many shows and is now used for 2 haunted houses. I actually had the opportunity to go inside the building during Fright Fest. The building can be seen from Viper's Station. The coaster was then relocated to Great Escape in New York by Premier Parks. The coaster is yet again put in a building and was in the Ghost Town section of the park, so it took on a western theme. This time, it would be named Nightmare at Crack Axle Canyon. The coaster opened for the 1999 season and operated for 8 seasons until it finally met its demise and was scrapped after the 2006 season. The building is now used for a Fright Fest haunted house. This coaster had probably one of the wackiest histories of any coaster ever. From one issue to another, the coaster always seemed to never work like the parks had planned it to. Although it's not the greatest ride, we can't deny the importance it had at some of the parks it operated at. The other coaster is Batman the Escape. Now, this coaster never operated at the park, but it lived in storage for much longer than Nightmare at Phantom Cave ever operated at Darien Lake. In 1986, Shockwave, an Intamin stand-up coaster, was added to Six Flags Magic Mountain. Now, the coaster was technically manufactured by Intamin, but it had its track made by Giovanola. Giovanola later became B&M, so that's why the coaster appeared to have B&M track. It was actually one of the first stand-up coasters, and it featured a 66-foot tall loop. The coaster was very popular regardless of its poor restraints. During the time, Six Flags was using their ride rotation program, where rides would be moved from park to park every few seasons. In 1988, Shockwave was closed and removed in 1989. For the 1990 season, Six Flags Great Adventure opened Shockwave. The coaster was plagued with technical issues, but still got long lines even with its rough experience. It was closed in 1992 and was moved to Six Flags Astroworld. This would be the last time it would be a part of the Six Flags Ride Relocation Program. It was then renamed and rethemed to Batman the Escape. It would operate from 1993 until the park's closure in 2005. The coaster was then packed up and shipped to Six Flags Darien Lake. It was planned to be constructed. However, Six Flags was suffering financial issues and sold Darien Lake to park management. The park opted to build a new launch coaster called Moto Coaster instead of rebuilding Batman the Escape. The park lost the control panel for the coaster and other key mechanical parts. The coaster is simply in such bad shape, so it wasn't able to be built due to the original manufacturer not making parts for it anymore. The coaster was finally scrapped after sitting in storage for 12 years in 2018. Darien Lake hasn't had very many defunct coasters, but the two they have had both have wild stories. Both coasters were very unique and didn't have much in common. I do have a question for you. What coaster would you have rather kept? Nightmare at Phantom Cave or Batman the Escape? Tell me your answer in the comments. That's all for now. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe, and smash that notification bell so I can see you all in the next video. Bye guys.